The strange gift, it was a quiet night. The sky was clear, and the stars were shining brightly. Ryan, a simple man in his early 30s, was sitting alone on his porch. He lived far from the city, near a dark forest. His life was boring, same. Routine, same days, and no one to talk to. He often looked at the sky and wondered, is there something more out there? That night, something strange happened. Suddenly, a bright light shot across the sky. It was fast and glowing red, like a fireball. Ryan stood up quickly, his heart beating fast. The light crashed into the forest nearby, making a loud boom. The ground shook a little. Ryan grabbed a flashlight and ran into the forest. Trees were broken, and smoke was rising. As he walked closer, he saw something he could not believe. Out in the middle of a small clearing, there was a strange spaceship. It was silver and glowing. The door was open, and beside it lay a tall, glowing alien man. His skin was pale blue, and his eyes were slowly closing. He looked hurt, dying. Ryan froze. He wanted to run, but the alien opened his eyes and looked at him. You are the one, the alien said in a weak voice. What? Ryan said, shaking. I have no time. My enemies will come soon, the alien whispered. Take this. He handed Ryan a glowing cube. This is my legacy, and they are now yours. Ryan was confused. What do you mean? Who are you? The alien smiled slowly. My daughters. They need you now. Protect them. Protect the cube, or all will be lost. And then, the alien took his last breath and died. Ryan stood there, shocked, holding the glowing cube in his hands. It was warm, it felt alive. Suddenly, a strange sound came from behind him. Two girls appeared, walking out of the shadows. They looked like humans, but more perfect. Glowing skin, bright eyes, and long flowing hair. One of them looked strong and serious. The other looked kind and quiet. They stood in front of Ryan. The taller one said, "He gave you the cube. That means you are our new guardian." Ryan stepped back. Wait, what? Who are you? I am Lyra. This is Mira. We are his daughters, she said. Mira nodded, her eyes full of sadness. Our father is gone now. Ryan looked down at the cube. He said, I have to protect you. Why me? I don't even know who he was. Lyra stepped forward. Because he saw something in you. Something hidden. The cube chose you now. Before Ryan could speak, a loud sound filled the sky. 3 dark ships flew above the trees, fast, sharp, and dangerous looking. Then they vanished into the clouds. They found us, Lyra said, her voice serious. We have to leave now. Ryan had no idea what was happening. He was just an ordinary man, but now an alien was dead in front of him. 2 beautiful alien daughters were looking at him like he was their hero. And he was holding a cube that seemed to hold power. He followed them back toward the house, still confused, still scared. When they reached his cabin, the cube started glowing brighter. It floated in the air and showed a small hologram, a planet far away, cities in the sky, and a great war, ships fighting. A king standing tall, the same alien who had just died. Mira pointed. That was our home. It's gone now, destroyed. Lyra looked at Ryan. And now they will come for this world too. Unless you stop them. Ryan dropped into a chair, rubbing his head. This has to be a dream. The cube floated again. And spoke in a strange voice. New guardian detected. Activating legacy protection. Welcome, Ryan. The room filled with blue light. The walls shimmered. Strange symbols appeared on the floor. Ryan stood, his body shaking. What is happening? He asked. You are now the protector of the last royal blood. Mira whispered. Ryan looked at the 2 girls. He didn't ask for this. He didn't want this. But now, it was his dad, and far above, in the dark sky, something was watching, waiting. Game had begun. The alien daughters. Ryan didn't sleep that night. How could he? An alien had died in front of him. 2 daughters from another world were now in his house. And a glowing cube had chosen him, a man with no past, no family, and no idea what to do next. Morning came. But it didn't feel like morning. The sky was gray. The air was heavy. Inside his cabin, Ryan stood in silence, watching the 2 girls as they moved around calmly, like this was normal for them. Mira stood near the window, looking at the trees, while Lyra studied the glowing cube that now floated above the table. Ryan finally spoke. "Okay, let's start with the basics. Who are you really, and what do you want from me?" Lyra turned. Her voice was strong but respectful. "We are the last princesses of our world, Arvanox. Our father was the king. He ruled the 5 moons of the Tereth system. He was a great warrior until the betrayal." Mira walked over and sat down. Her voice was soft. "A man named Varnox, our father's general, turned against him. He wanted the throne. He brought war to our skies." Ryan looked at them in disbelief. "And your father chose me to protect you? Why? I'm nobody." Lyra's eyes met his. "That's what makes you perfect. Varnox expects kings, fighters, armies. He doesn't expect you." Ryan looked at the cube. "What is this thing really?" Mira raised her hand, and the cube floated toward her like it obeyed her thoughts. It opened slowly, revealing strange symbols inside, glowing and moving. "This is the Arvani core. It holds all of our father's knowledge, history, and power. Only someone chosen by it can unlock its true strength." Ryan frowned. "So, I'm supposed to be some kind of space babysitter with a magic box?" Lyra stepped closer. "No, Ryan, you are the last hope of an ancient bloodline. The cube chose you because it saw what we can't see yet." Suddenly, the cube pulsed red. The cabin lights flickered. A warning echoed from the cube. "Danger signal. Hunter approaching." Ryan jumped back. "What does that mean?" Myra's face turned pale. "He found us." Before anyone could move, the front window shattered. A black, shadowy figure flew inside. It was wearing alien armor, and its eyes glowed orange. "Give me the cube," it said in a deep voice. "Or die with them." Lyra moved fast. She pulled Ryan down and raised her hand. A bright blue force exploded from her palm, throwing the hunter into the wall. "Run!" She shouted. But Ryan didn't run. Something inside him, something strange, started to wake up. His hand reached toward the cube, and suddenly it flew into his grip. The cube glowed white, and a shield of energy surrounded him. Mira and Lyra. The hunter attacked again, but this time the shield blocked it completely. Ryan's eyes widened. I didn't do that." "Yes, you did," Mira said. "The cube is responding to you now." The hunter screamed and escaped through the broken roof, flying back into the sky. The shield faded, and the cube dimmed again. Ryan fell to his knees, breathing hard. "What the hell is happening to me?" Lyra helped him up. "Your blood is waking up. Something inside you is changing. Our father didn't choose you by mistake." Ryan looked out at the sky, where the hunter disappeared. "What now?" he asked. Mira whispered. "Now, we must show you the truth." Scene change. The hidden door. Lyra led Ryan and Mira into the forest, to the place where the alien ship had crashed. But they didn't stop there. Lyra tapped a tree in a strange pattern, and the ground shook. A metal door opened from the earth. Below was a secret chamber. They walked down into the darkness. Lights turned on by themselves. The air was cold. The walls were filled with alien symbols. In the center was a large pod-like chair, glowing faintly. Mira touched it. "This is where it begins." Ryan stepped forward. "What is this place?" Lyra replied, "This is your first test." The cube floated again and showed a new message. "Guardian confirmed. DNA lock opened. Begin phase 1. Memory transfer." The chair opened. Ryan looked at the girls, confused. Lyra nodded. Sit, and remember. Ryan took a deep breath. And sat. The pod closed. And suddenly, his eyes turned white. Flashes of light. Voices in strange languages, stars exploding. And a young boy running through fire. A boy who looked just like Ryan. He was connected to all of this. He just didn't know it. The message from stars, darkness. No sound. No light. No time. Ryan floated in a black space. His body was still, but his mind was racing. Suddenly, a soft voice echoed around him, deep, calm, and full of pain. Ryan, do not fear the stars. You came from them. His eyes snapped open. The pod opened slowly with a hiss of cold air. Ryan gasped and sat up. Sweat covered his face, and his heart was beating fast. Mira rushed forward. You're awake. He looked at her, confused. I saw things, fire. A child, planets dying. Lyra stood at the edge of the room. The memory transfer worked. Ryan touched his head. Were those my memories? Lyra nodded. Some are yours. Some belong to the king. They are now connected, through the cube. Ryan looked down. The cube floated near his hand, gently glowing. It had changed, now covered in thin gold lines and new lights. Mira touched the side of the wall. A new door opened, revealing a small control room filled with alien screens. Symbols danced in the air. One screen lit up by itself and began playing a message, a hologram of the king. The same alien who died in Ryan's arms. He spoke slowly. If you are seeing this, I am gone. And the cube has chosen its new guardian. Ryan, you are not fully human. You are my son. Ryan's legs went weak. He grabbed the edge of the table. No. That can't be true. Lyra and Mira looked at him with wide eyes. The king's voice continued. Your mother was from Earth, but your blood carries Arvani fire. I sent you away to protect you. But now you must return. The war is coming for Earth, and only you can stop it. The message ended. Silence filled the room. Ryan whispered, I'm his son? That alien was my father? Mira stepped closer. Then that means we are your sisters. Lyra stepped back, shocked. Impossible. We had no idea. Ryan sat down, trying to breathe. His whole life felt like a lie. Who was he, really? Suddenly, the cube beeped again. New coordinates found. Signal source. Deep space. Message incoming. A map of stars appeared in the air. One small red dot blinked over Earth. A voice played, deep and full of hate. This is Varnox. I know the cube has awakened. I know the daughters are alive, and I know the boy lives. I am coming. You cannot hide forever. The voice cut out. Ryan stood up, his voice steady now. We need to leave. We need answers. And I need to remember everything. Scene change, old man in the hills. Later that day, Lyra took Ryan and Mira to a hidden valley, deep in the mountains. There lived a man named Dr. Kelson, an old scientist who once worked with secret space programs. He knew things others didn't. Single quotes T. His small cabin was full of machines and strange tools. He looked at Ryan with interest. So you're the one the stars chose, Ryan frowned. You know about me? I know about the cube. I saw it once, years ago. They called it the Star Heart. It's not just a key, it's a weapon. A ship, a library, and a signal. Ryan's eyes narrowed. A signal to who? To your enemies. Dr. Kelson showed them an old screen. Strange code was moving fast. This message has been bouncing across satellites all over Earth. Someone is tracking the cube. Lyra looked at Ryan. It's Varnox, he's coming. Dr. Kelson nodded, and he's not alone. He's building a gate to open space near Earth. You don't have much time. Ryan touched the cube. It glowed brighter. Then we don't wait for him. We go to him first. Myra looked at him in fear. Are you sure? Ryan looked at her. I've been running my whole life, from the past, from pain, from truth. Not anymore. Lyra smiled faintly. The stars may have chosen well. Suddenly, the ground shook. Dr. Kelson looked outside. Too late. They're already here. A dark ship appeared over the mountains, floating like a shadow. Ryan clenched his fists. He wasn't afraid anymore. Awakening fire, smoke, sky turning red. Ryan stood in the middle of the mountain cabin as the dark alien ship hovered above. Its engines were loud, shaking the ground. The sky felt heavy, like something was pressing down on the earth. But inside Ryan, something else was rising. He wasn't the same man who once sat alone on his porch, staring at the stars. That man was gone. Now, he remembered flashes of war, ancient voices, a fire deep inside his chest that refused to stay silent. Lyra grabbed Myra's arm. We need to move now. Dr. Kelson opened a hidden panel in the cabin floor. Downstairs. My lab is safe. They ran below as the ship opened fire. A bright red beam crashed through the trees, burning everything it touched. The cabin exploded behind them. Inside the underground lab, lights flickered. Ryan fell to his knees, holding the cube, breathing hard. The cube began to glow, brighter than ever before. It rose from his hand and started spinning. Why now? Ryan whispered. Why me? Suddenly, the cube stopped spinning and shot a beam of light directly into his chest. Ryan screamed. He fell backward, body shaking. His eyes turned pure white. His skin lit up like stars. Then he went still. Mira cried out, "What's happening?" To him, Dr. Kelson stared in awe. The cube is unlocking him. Lyra stepped forward, serious. The Guardian is awakening. Seeing shift inside Ryan's mind, Ryan opened his eyes. But he was not in the lab anymore. He was standing in a white, endless space. Floating rocks, glowing lines, and strange symbols moved around him like stars in water. A tall, glowing version of the alien king stood in front of him. You are finally ready, the king said. Your blood has waited too long. Ryan stepped forward. Are you real? No, I am only a memory placed inside the cube, but my message is real. The king touched Ryan's chest, and a symbol appeared, the mark of Arvanox. Your human heart gives you kindness. Your Arvani blood gives you fire. Both are needed. Ryan felt the energy in his veins like lightning. But I'm scared, he said softly. What if I fail? The king smiled. That's why you will succeed. The space shattered around him, and everything turned into light. Back in the lab, a new Ryan woke up gasping. His eyes now held a faint glow. His hands sparked with soft energy. Mira rushed to his side. Ryan, he stood slowly. Something was different, stronger, calmer. The cube floated back into his hand. This time, it didn't control him. It obeyed him. Dr. Kelson watched with wide eyes. He's bonded with it. Fully. Ryan raised his hand. A blue energy shield formed in front of him. He waved it away. I can feel everything now. Your fear, the ship above, the energy in the air. Lyra stepped forward. Then it's time to fight back. Scene, training, and plans over the next 2 days. Ryan trained inside the hidden lab. Lyra showed him combat moves. Mira helped him focus his mind to control the cube. Dr. Kelson built small devices from alien tech. Ryan learned fast too. Fast. The cube was unlocking memories from another life. He could shoot beams, build shields, move objects without touching them. But it came with pain. His body was still human, and it struggled to handle the power. Each night, he dreamed of fire and a giant gate opening in space. And every time, he saw a shadow waiting behind it. Via RNOX. Scene. A dark deal somewhere. Far away, on a hidden moon, Varnox stood before a massive throne made of bones and broken metal. Behind him, hundreds of alien warriors trained for war. He looked into a black mirror and saw Earth. "The boy is waking up," he hissed. "The cube is bonding." A dark figure stepped from the shadows, female, with silver eyes. "What will you do?" she asked. He smiled darkly. "I will not just destroy Earth. I will make him watch." The betrayal rain fell over the mountains. Not soft, but heavy, like the sky was angry. Inside the underground lab, Ryan sat near the glowing cube. It spun slowly above his palm, quiet. But waiting. His powers were growing, and so was the pressure in his heart. Every dream was a warning. Every quiet moment felt like the calm before a storm. Lyra trained in the corner, sharp and focused. Mira watched Ryan from a distance, concern in her eyes. They all knew something was coming, but they didn't know. Someone had already let it in. Seen arrival of a friend that evening. A loud knock came from the upper gate of the lab. Dr. Kelson ran to the camera screen. A man stood outside, soaking wet. A beard, old jacket, strong build. His face was tired, but kind. "Open up," he said. "It's me, Commander Race." Kelson smiled. "He's an old friend, from the secret space program. We trained together." Ryan nodded slowly. "Let him in." The door opened. Race stepped in and looked around. His eyes stopped at Ryan. "So this is him." Ryan stepped forward, unsure. "You know about me?" Race smiled. "More than you think." Seen growing trust over the next 2 days, Race helped repair the ship hidden beneath the lab. He brought new tools, new knowledge, and old war stories. He taught Ryan how to block energy attacks. He even showed Mira a better way to stabilize the cube's power. He seemed loyal, smart, brave. Ryan began to trust him. So did Myra. But Lyra? She watched him with silent eyes, always alert, always unsure. One night, Lyra pulled Ryan aside. "Don't trust him." Ryan sighed. "Why not?" "Because he's too perfect. And in war, perfect people lie." Scene. The betrayal begins late at night, while the others slept. Race moved alone through the lab. He placed a small black cube under the ship's engine. It blinked red. He tapped his wrist, opening a silent call. "This is Race. They're here. The cube is active. Prepare the gate." A cold voice replied, "Well done. The Guardian won't survive this. Nor will the daughters." He smiled, then walked away like nothing happened. Scene. The explosion the next morning. Ryan stood near the ship with Mira, talking softly. Suddenly, boom. A blast rocked the lab. Sparks flew. Lights went out. Smoke filled the air. Ryan jumped to his feet. "What was that?" Dr. Kelson yelled. "Sabotage." "The core is gone." Lyra ran toward the ship. "It's been damaged from inside." Ryan turned to Race. "Did you see anyone?" Race didn't speak. Ryan's eyes narrowed. "Answer me." But Myra stepped forward. Her voice shook. "Ryan." "I checked the cube's memory. It recorded everything." The cube floated and played a silent hologram, Race planting the device. Ryan's heart dropped. "You betrayed U.S.?" Race's face turned cold. "It was never about you. Varnox promised me power, a world of my own. You're just a confused half-blood." Lyra raised her hand, ready to blast him, but Race activated a shield. Too late. He pressed a button. The ceiling cracked. A dark alien drone army began pouring in. Race smiled one last time. "Goodbye, Guardian." Then he vanished in a flash of red light. Scene. The first loss. The battle was fast and brutal. Ryan, Lyra, and Mira fought back with everything they had. Blue blasts, shields, lightning. But they were outnumbered. In the middle of the chaos, one drone flew toward Mira with a charged weapon. She screamed. Ryan turned. Too late. A blast hit her shoulder. She fell hard. "No!" Ryan roared, blasting the drone into ash. He rushed to her side. She was alive, but weak. "I'm okay," she whispered, shaking. "Just don't leave me." He held her close. "Never." But his eyes burned with rage. Scene. The shift after the battle. Silence fell again. Half the lab was destroyed. The ship was damaged. Mira was healing slowly. Dr. Kelson was injured. Lyra was furious. And Ryan? He stood in the smoke, staring at the stars. He had trusted Race. He had let the enemy in. He had failed. But inside him something had changed. This wasn't just about survival anymore. It was personal. The rise 3 days. That's all the time they had left. The stars above Earth were no longer quiet. They whispered. They watched. And somewhere, just beyond the sky, a gate was opening. A doorway for war. But down below, deep in the mountain, Ryan was no longer the same man. He stood alone on a cliff near the hidden base. Wind blew through his hair. The cube floated at his side, glowing gently like it was breathing with him. Mira walked up quietly, her arm wrapped in a healing brace. "You haven't spoken much," she said softly. Ryan looked ahead. "I used to be scared of the stars. Now, I feel like I belong to them," she smiled. "You do, and now, they belong to you too." Scene. The call for help. Later that night, Ryan stood before a circular platform in the center of the lab. The cube hovered above it, releasing tiny sparks of light. Lyra, Mira, and Dr. Kelson stood behind him. "It's time," Ryan said. He placed his hand on the platform. The cube pulsed, sending beacon across the galaxy. Activating Guardian code, searching for allies. A map of stars appeared. Lights blinked across different corners of space. Dr. Kelson gasped. "So many signals. They're answering." One by one, holograms of strange beings appeared. Warriors, pilots, survivors. They looked tired, but ready. A tall insect-like alien spoke first. "You carry the star heart. We will follow." A robotic voice echoed next. "The last guardian has risen. We stand with Earth." Ryan didn't know these beings, but something inside him recognized their pain. He nodded. "Then let's stand together." Scene. The training. The next day, warriors from across space began arriving through hidden jump pods. The forest above became a silent base. Ships hidden under holograms. Armored beings walking side by side with humans. Ryan trained with them, harder, faster. He learned to use the cube like an extension of his body, to heal, to shield, to create weapons made of energy, to bend light and sound. He was no longer just a man. He was the last guardian of Arvanox. Lyra led battle drills. Mira worked with engineers to repair the damaged ship. Everyone had a purpose. Scene. The night before war. That night, the base was quiet. Fires crackled. Soldiers whispered. Stars looked down like silent watchers. Ryan sat alone by the fire, turning the cube slowly in his hand. Mira came to sit beside him. "You know," she said, "our father once said the stars don't make heroes. Pain does." Ryan smiled. "Then I've had enough pain to last 3 lifetimes." They laughed quietly, then silence. "Do you think we'll win?" she asked. Ryan looked at her. "I don't know. But I know I won't stop." Mira leaned her head on his shoulder. "Then maybe that's enough." Scene. The sky cracks open. Morning. It began with a deep sound. Not thunder. Not wind. Something ripping. The sky above the mountains turned black. A red line split the clouds. The gate was opening. Everyone rushed outside. A massive circular portal burned in the sky, like a fire ring. Ships began pouring through, dark ones, sharp and fast. Led by a giant ship shaped like a claw, Ryan stepped forward, armor shining, eyes glowing. "They're here." Scene. Final preparation. Inside the command center, Lyra pointed to the screen. "Varnox leads from the central ship. If we take that down, the portal closes." Dr. Kelson nodded. "But it's protected by 5 shield cores across the sky." Mira looked at Ryan. "We'll need a team for each core." Ryan turned to the gathered fighters. We fight for Earth, for Arvanox, for every world that was broken. We are not afraid. He raised the cube. It glowed like a star. Today, we rise. The final legacy silenced, not the peaceful kind, but the kind before chaos. The kind that only happens before a war begins. Above Earth, the sky was ripped open. A massive red gate floated in orbit, pulsing like a heartbeat. From it, dark alien ships flew like crows in storm clouds. Inside the largest one stood Varnox, tall and cruel, looking down at Earth. The Guardian is ready, he said coldly. So am I. Scene, battle in the skies high above Earth. Ryan's ship burst through the clouds. Behind him, hundreds of alien allies, resistance fighters, and Earthborn heroes followed. The cube hovered beside him in the cockpit, connected to every system. His voice echoed through every ship. We end this today. No more running, no more fear. Fly fast, strike hard. The battle began like a storm of fire. Explosions filled the sky. Fighters twisted through space like angry birds. Energy blasts lit up the clouds. One by one, the enemy shield corps were attacked. Lyra led the assault on the left flank, fearless, glowing, alive with rage. Mira stayed close to Ryan, guiding him, protecting him, reading his mind like always. But Varnox? He waited. Scene, the face of evil inside the dark throne ship. Varnox stood in silence. Around him, screens showed the battle. A soldier approached. Guardian is breaking our shields. Varnox raised one finger. Let him come. He turned to a black crystal on the wall. Inside it, flickered a hidden backup of the cube, something Ryan didn't know existed. I gave him the gift, Varnox whispered. Now I will take it back. Scene, the final confrontation. Ryan landed on the enemy ship. Its surface was sharp, black, and alive with energy. Lyra and Mira followed, weapons ready. Inside, the halls were quiet, too quiet. Then Varnox appeared. His voice echoed like thunder. My son returns. Ryan froze. I'm not your anything. Varnox smiled. Oh, but you are. You were made from both of us. The king's blood, and my darkness. You were the key all along. He raised his hand. A wave of dark energy slammed into Ryan. Mira screamed. Lyra attacked, but was knocked back. Ryan dropped to one knee, cube dimming. Varnox stepped closer. Give me the cube. I will spare them. Ryan looked up. No, his voice was calm. You think I'm just power, but I'm also pain. I'm also choice. I'm everything you fear. He stood, the cube glowing bright again, not just white, but golden. I'm not your weapon, he said. I'm your end. Scene, the true power. Ryan closed his eyes. The cube floated above his chest. Around him, memories played. His lonely nights, the alien king's voice, Myra's smile, Lyra's strength, a world he never knew. Now worth dying for. The cube exploded into light, not destructive, but pure. The entire ship began to break apart. Varnox screamed, No, you don't know what you're doing. Ryan's voice echoed through the storm. I'm choosing. That's what makes me human. Scene, sacrifice. The cube shattered, not destroyed, but released. A massive wave of light expanded from Ryan's body, melting every dark crystal, shutting down the gate above Earth, and pulling Varnox into the collapse. Last sound Varnox heard was a heartbeat, Ryan's, and then silence. Scene, aftermath. Ryan woke up on Earth. Mira was holding his hand. Lyra stood at his side. You did it, Mira whispered. Ryan smiled weakly. Is it over? Lyra nodded. He's gone. The gate is closed. You saved 2 worlds. Ryan looked at the stars. They were never the enemy, he said. We just stopped listening. Final scene, the legacy lives on. Months later. A small base stood hidden in the forest. Children played under alien trees. Humans and other beings lived together, free. Ryan, now calm and stronger, walked beside Mira. The cube, now reformed, floated quietly at his side. Lyra trained. New guardians on the field. Ryan looked up at the sky. The stars didn't feel so far anymore. He whispered, "I was never meant to be a hero, just someone who didn't give up." And in the sky, one star blinked, as if answering him.